but I didn't say she wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
What I said was I didn't think Caitlin or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
Sheryl Swoopes is back at it again, taking shots at Caitlin Clark, but this time she might have gone too far. What happened next? Gilbert Arenas and his crew weren't having it. Sheryl Swoopes, a WNBA legend, has been vocal in her critiques of Caitlin Clark's achievements, both during her college career and now as a rookie in the WNBA. Recently, on an episode of Gil's Arena, hosted by Gilbert Arenas, Swoopes downplayed Caitlin's incredible rookie season. Despite Clark breaking numerous records and leading the Indiana Fever to a much improved season, Swoopes argued that Clark wasn't dominating the way some fans and analysts suggest. According to Swoopes, while Clark's numbers were impressive, they didn't meet her standards of true dominance.
And I do think what Caitlin's been able to do in a short period of time has been very impressive. Because when you look at Caitlin, she went from playing in college, playing in the Final Four, going to the draft, going to training camp, season starts, and the Fever are playing, I don't know how many games they played just in a row. But what I've seen from this team, it's not just about like one player.
In her rookie season, Caitlin Clark has been rewriting WNBA history books. She's averaging 19.5 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game, which are remarkable numbers for any player, let alone a rookie. Additionally, she set several WNBA records, including the most assists in a single season and the fastest player to reach 300. Despite these accomplishments, Swoopes maintains that Clark's performance doesn't yet qualify as dominating. Her comments have sparked debate, especially among fans and analysts who see Clark's impact as undeniable. You're enjoying this content, but did you know it took countless hours to edit? If you haven't already, consider subscribing. Your support means everything and helps me keep bringing you more videos like this.
And
But
you
I
weren't the
will
only
say-
one who said that, too. I think a lot of people felt that way. You talk to a lot of players in the W, it's like, look, it's hard for rookies to make that transition
is
from
hard.
college
No,
to the W.
Gino said it too.
No, but it is hard.
Gilbert Arenas, alongside his co-hosts, didn't hold back in defending Clark. They pointed out that while no one expected Clark to be the best player in the league immediately, her impact on both the Indiana Fever and the WNBA is extraordinary. Arenas highlighted how Clark's playmaking has not only elevated her own game, but also that of her teammates. For example, Aaliyah Boston, one of Clark's teammates, has had the best season of her career thanks to Clark's leadership on the court.
Don't worry. Because, I mean, you look at Caitlin and you look at the way she passes the ball, and so sometimes things are going to happen that way, and that's okay because we're not going to let her hang her head. We're not going to hang our head off of any missed passes because we're still continuing to gel together, and we know that she's a great passer.
A key part of the discussion revolved around what it truly means to dominate. Swoopes argued that dominance isn't just about stats, but also about how a player influences the game on a deeper level. She compared Clark to established stars like Aja Wilson, suggesting that Clark isn't quite at their level yet. However, Arenas and his co-hosts countered that Clark's influence on the Fever and her ability to set records so early in her career is evidence of dominance in its own right.
Asia is on a whole nother level. Asia's doing stuff that's never been done in this league before.
Sheryl Swoopes has become one of Caitlin Clark's most vocal critics, especially regarding Clark's rookie season in the WNBA. On Gilbert Arenas' show, Gil's Arena, Swoopes made it clear that she doesn't see Clark's performance as dominating, despite her impressive numbers. Swoopes has argued that while Clark's stats, 19.5 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game, are good, they don't meet her criteria for true dominance. She also compared Clark to established stars like Aja Wilson, stating that Clark isn't quite on that level yet.
That's unfortunate.
But you said it, but you're saying it, dominate, right? When we're talking about Caitlin, we're talking about when she said dominate, when we're saying dominate, we're thinking what she does in college.
Score the ball.
She's dominated college, right?
No, she dominated in college.
She dominated. So when she says you won't come here and dominate off the rip, averaging 17 is not dominated compared to averaging 30-something for 4 straight.
While Swoopes remains critical, it's impossible to overlook Clark's impact. Caitlin Clark has shattered several records in her rookie season. She became the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 300 assists and has already set records for the most assists in a single season by a rookie. Additionally, she's the first rookie to ever record multiple triple-doubles and has led the Indiana Fever to their best season in years, significantly greatly improving their playoff chances.
She added 24 points on 10 of 19 shooting, so she was responsible for 66 points last night. That also broke the all-time WNBA record, which had previously been held by Diana Taurasi. That had been at 65. Again, Caitlin Clark had 66. She's nearing all sorts of rookie records.
On Gil's Arena, Arenas and his co-hosts strongly disagreed with Swoopes' stance. They argued that Clark's influence on the game, both for her team and the league, is undeniable. Gilbert Arenas highlighted that beyond her stats, Clark has elevated her teammates and the Fever as a whole, making her a key player in the league's growth. Her ability to perform under pressure and adjust quickly to the professional game has left a lasting impression.
Your teammates. And like, I've never questioned if Caitlin was a good player.
Yeah.
I think she's a hell of a player. And her teammates have, like, they too have taken their game to a whole nother level. I think that's what has made this Indiana Fever team.
I think leading the WNBA in assists is dominating.
You think so?
I do.
Why?
Because she's
Okay.
a rookie. She's never been in this atmosphere.
You know,
But also leading in turnovers too.
No,
Yeah, I was going to mention. I was going to get into all of that.
But those turnovers are not really her turnovers.
A major point of contention between Sheryl Swoopes and Caitlin Clark supporters is the comparison of their statistics. While Swoopes maintains that Clark's rookie season isn't dominating, the numbers tell a different story. In fact, many argue that Clark is performing better than Swoopes did in her MVP seasons. For example, in her MVP year in 2002, Swoopes averaged 18.5 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 3.3 assists per game. Compare that to Clark's rookie numbers: 19.5 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. The difference is clear, with Clark surpassing Swoopes in nearly every category.
Because Sheryl Swoopes made news. Now, she made news last week when she sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlin Clark. And in this case, it belongs to Caitlin Clark. Rookie of the Year race is over. She ended that Friday night. Not that she wasn't in the league to begin with, but she ended that Friday night when she dropped 31.
Clark's rookie season has not only been about individual achievements, but also about elevating the entire Indiana Fever franchise. The team has drastically improved, clinching a playoff spot for the first time since 2016. Clark's leadership, playmaking, and ability to set records, like her 19 assists in a single game, have turned the Fever into serious contenders.
WNBA rookie sensation Caitlin Clark. She broke the league's record with 19 assists. Again, that is not a rookie record. 19 assists, the most in a WNBA game ever.
Despite these stats, Swoopes continues to downplay Clark's accomplishments, often comparing her to established stars like Aja Wilson. Swoopes argues that true dominance means more than just numbers, focusing on the overall impact a player has on both ends of the court. Still, her criticism has sparked backlash, with many fans pointing out that Clark's stats either match or surpass those of Swoopes during her.
So if her stats, when we're saying she won't do this in the W, she averaged 31.6, 7.4 rebounds, 9 assists, right? Did anyone expect her to do that in WNBA?
Those three? No.
Right? So she didn't do that.
No.
Now, if we say her stats are today, what?
20 points, 8.4 assists, 6 rebounds.
That's crazy.
But 5
That's crazy.
Is
that dominant?
Those are hell of a number.
Those are hell of a numbers.
rookie.
But to me, that's not
Period.
dominating.
Yeah, it's only not dominating because she's a rookie.
In the race for dominance in the 2024 WNBA season, Aja Wilson and Caitlin Clark have both made history in their respective ways. Aja Wilson, a seasoned star, has set records with her scoring and rebounding, averaging 26.9 points and 13.1 rebounds per game, both WNBA bests. She broke the single-season points record and led the league in blocks, showcasing her dominance on both ends of the floor.
You brought up the WNBA, Gil, so we're going to talk some W.
Yeah,
Sheryl,
he did bring it up.
You came dressed appropriately because we got to give Aja Wilson her flowers on this very program. So after setting the WNBA single-season scoring record last week, Aces superstar Asia Wilson made some more history on Sunday in a win against the Connecticut.
Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, has excelled in a completely different area, breaking the WNBA single-season record for assists, 337, while averaging 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 8.4 assists per game. Her incredible ability to facilitate her team's offense has made her a standout in her rookie year, and she's been instrumental in the Indiana Fever's remarkable turnaround.
And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark. I think she should be up for MVP. Rookie of the Year, foregone conclusion. But I think MVP. Now, I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But Asia Wilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate.
One of the key differences between the two players is their impact on their respective teams and the WNBA as a whole. The Las Vegas Aces, led by Wilson, are a powerhouse with multiple stars, and they've remained competitive even when Wilson isn't on the floor. In contrast, the Indiana Fever, who struggled in previous seasons, have seen a significant improvement largely due to Clark's playmaking abilities. Without her, the Fever wouldn't be anywhere near playoff contention.
The Indiana Fever made the playoffs. They didn't play last night, but thanks to Las Vegas with a win over Chicago and Phoenix with a win over Atlanta, the Indiana Fever have their first playoff berth since 2016. 2 years ago, their home attendance was 1,800 fans. Their average this year, home attendance, is 17,000. That's almost 10 times. And, of course, the big difference is Caitlin Clark.
Clark's influence extends beyond the court. She's also been a driving force behind skyrocketing ticket sales and WNBA viewership. The Fever saw a 182% increase in ticket sales this season, with Indiana games consistently drawing some of the largest crowds in WNBA history. Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA extends far beyond her on-court achievements. The Caitlin Clark effect has driven a surge in ticket sales, with prices rising significantly across the league. In fact, ticket prices for some games have skyrocketed by up to 241%, a reflection of the demand to watch her play.
The cheapest ticket to this one was $289. Plenty of black and gold and number 22 jerseys everywhere. In fact, Clark's Hawkeyes have sold out or set an attendance record in nearly every single one of their games this season. I'll call it the Caitlin Clark effect.
Clark's games consistently draw large crowds, with Indiana Fever matches setting new WNBA attendance records. The Fever's home and away games are now some of the most sought-after tickets in the league, with her star power attracting fans both in arenas and on television. The Fever saw an impressive 182% increase in ticket sales, and the average attendance for their games this season broke previous league records. This unprecedented interest in the WNBA can be directly linked to Clark's influence. While star players like Aja Wilson have long dominated the league, it's Clark's rookie presence that has reinvigorated fan engagement and brought the league into the spotlight. Television ratings have also surged, with Clark's games pulling in more viewers than any previous rookie in WNBA history.
The average WNBA viewership, game, 7,300 in attendance, The average Angel Reese game, you know what the average attendance is when Caitlin Clark plays home or the road?
What?
15,300. Wow. 15,300. Do you know what Caitlin Clark just got the contract from Nike?
Nike.
You know what the contract is?
I want to say it's $3 million a year for 8 to 10 years. It's almost $30 million, something like that.
Right there, look at this. Caitlin Clark gets 15,591 fans in attendance, 105% increase. Compared to the average game is 76.45. And to Angel Reese, it's only 10,000 people. Can you pull up what Caitlin Clark just got?
As Caitlin Clark continues to break records and captivate audiences, the question remains, what does her presence mean for the future of the WNBA? Clark's influence has not only elevated the level of competition on the court, but her ability to draw fans and boost ticket sales signifies a shift in the league's trajectory. With more media attention and a growing fan base, Clark's impact reaches far beyond her rookie year. setting the stage for a new era of women's basketball. Beyond her stats, Caitlin Clark has demonstrated leadership both on and off the court. Her sportsmanship and humility, especially in navigating criticisms from veterans like Sheryl Swoopes, reflect a maturity beyond her years. Clark understands her role as not just an athlete, but as a public figure who can inspire young fans and advocate for the growth of women's sports. This leadership is poised to transform the culture of the WNBA and encourage more visibility for female athletes at all levels.
See Caitlin Clark tonight.
Oh, gotta watch number 22.
I've been watching Caitlin for a couple of years, and since then I've dreamed about coming to a game.
And why is it there's so much support for Caitlin Clark?
Because she's the best. Well, I play basketball too, and she means a lot to me.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season has set the stage for what many believe will be a bright future for the WNBA. Her ability to draw crowds and ignite passionate discussions on social media has brought unprecedented visibility to the league. Sold-out arenas, soaring television ratings, and growing cultural conversation are all part of the Caitlin Clark effect. As a trailblazer, Clark's presence is not only elevating the WNBA now, but is expected to solidify its future as a major player in professional sports.
Officials at Gainbridge Fieldhouse estimated 14,000 Fever fans would show up tonight. That's the highest turnout for the team since 2016, and that includes fans who traveled all the way from Iowa to see Caitlin Clark.
The rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has evolved into one of the most captivating storylines in the WNBA, similar to the Larry Bird-Magic Johnson dynamic of the 1980s. This competition has not only pushed both players to greater heights, but also generated massive fan interest and cultural discussions. Their influence is undeniable, with fans passionately debating everything from game highlights to social issues like race and identity. This intense rivalry promises to drive the WNBA's growth for years, too.
We have been talking about this Caitlin Clark.
We've gotten to talk to fans from across the country who came out here tonight to watch the Fever play, and from the energy inside Gainbridge before and during, even after the game, you can tell this is just the start of a very exciting season.
The impact Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese have had on the WNBA has transformed the league in ways that go beyond statistics and game performances. Together, they've ignited debates, spurred cultural conversations, and elevated the league's profile to new heights. Their rivalry, much like the legendary Bird-Magic dynamic, has drawn attention from all corners, including social media and mainstream media outlets. Fans and commentators alike are constantly discussing their roles, not only as athletes, but as cultural icons. This rivalry has injected a new energy into the WNBA that promises to keep growing as their careers progress. Clark and Reese have also opened doors for major endorsement deals, with companies eager to partner with these rising stars. Fans are now more engaged with the WNBA, purchasing jerseys and merchandise, and attending games at record-breaking levels. From corn mazes celebrating Clark to Reese's appearances on billboards, these two rookies are reshaping the way the world views women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's rookie season has not only been about personal accolades, but also about reshaping the future of the WNBA. From record-breaking performances to driving massive fan engagement, Clark has elevated the league to new heights. Her rivalry with Angel Reese mirrors some of the greatest sports rivalries, drawing comparisons to iconic matchups like Bird versus Magic. Together, Clark and Reese have brought new excitement and attention to women's basketball, and their influence reaches far beyond the court. Clark's dominance is evident not just in her stats, but in the way she's driving conversations about the WNBA, inspiring a new generation of fans and increasing the league's visibility. The future of the WNBA is brighter than ever, with Clark leading the charge. Her journey from an outstanding college player to a professional who challenges veterans and transforms the league marks the start of a new era. The video you just watched was made by one person. Show some respect for their hard work by liking this video and subscribing to the channel. Every like and subscription helps keep this content coming.